well, thank you for being here with us,
I
for
appreciate it.
spending a few minutes with us.
Sure.
So let's get it started. So on May 21st, Two for a Lie will be released.
Yeah.
In this album, is this album related to fight the fear, or is it like a total brand new concept? Which is the main topic? Can you tell us something about the album?
I mean, I don't do any concept album, so it's another new album, 10 new songs, brand new, really powerful, speedy, and I guess in the same style, everybody except the music from Herman Frank. So I do love the songs, and yeah, I would like to that a lot of people listen to it.
Cool.
Go for it.
um, the idea of composing this new album came up from the pandemic, or it was something that you already decided to do prior to this situation?
I don't care about any pandemic. No, I do care. Actually, I try to stay healthy and keep distance and everything what you need to do. But there's no connection in between a pandemic and doing this album. Uh, some people ask me, "Oh, why do you release an album right 2 years after Fight of the Fear?" I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, it's a long time ago." For me, it seemed to be decades ago, because so many things happened in between. And in the early days, I mean, decades ago, that was normal that you release 1.5 year a new album, 2 years in a new album. That was quite common. So it doesn't, and it's not a follower of Fight of Fear. It stands by its own. The difference is there are 10 brand new songs.
Okay, great. Sounds good. And how was the process of composing and recording this album? There was any difference between your previous experiences, or because of the pandemic and that was something different?
The main difference was nobody stepped on my nerves this time. No, just joking. Uh, for the other albums, excuse me. I used to practice the songs a couple of times with the boys, but this time you couldn't meet that closely in a rehearsal room or something. So for the other albums, I used to travel to Sweden, excuse me, to work out the final vocals with Rick in his little studio. He's recording his vocals in his own studio up in next to Göteborg in Sweden. So we use a lot of Zoom, a lot of Skype, a lot of phoning, a lot of yelling, a lot of
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So the same I did with the bass player, the drummer. Thank God that the new guitar player Mike Piscine is out of Hanover also. So that was the only guy we met when he always got tested, or he got tested, and so that was the only guy I met for the composing in the studio, in my little studio. I prepared all the guitars and the songs really quite well for the other guys, so I was able to send out kind of good files, so everybody knew what he should record. And then when it came to the final recording in the horror studio, Kevin, the drummer, he got tested. He showed up by his own, sitting back by his own in the recording room. Like a poor guy. So not that much contact. But then he laid down his drums, and we did the same procedure with the bass. So all in all, it was just a little bit different. But if there's a way to handle this, and I don't want to complain about all the circumstances.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult to do an album like this.
Yeah, with all the technology and that, it's easier now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first album you do, and So you might have a little experience how to produce an album, and it worked out quite well. But quite honestly, I have to say I would love to have the band together in one room, start practicing for 2 or 3 weeks, and then go for recording.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, it was cheaper this way. And as I said, no, as I said, there hadn't been that much discussions about any songs or
Yeah.
any recording.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I felt like quite comfortable.
Okay, and then two songs from the album were already released, Eye
Yeah.
of a Storm and Venom. Why did you choose those two songs for an early release, and which is the feedback that you get from the fans?
The feedback is fantastic so far. And I just wanted to release I Have a Storm because it's a catchy riff, catchy song, catchy chorus. And for me, it's maybe an example of how the rest of the album might sound. So I wanted to release a slightly faster song, a really powerful song. And for the second one, I was talking back to the record company, and they said, "Oh, you have to release Venom. That's so commercial. Everybody should listen to this one in the radio." And I said, "Yeah, I'm the same thinking." And just think about a situation: you drive down with your car on the highway, leaning your left arm out of the window, and just listen to the song. Might be a perfect feeling.
Right.
So I really do like the Venom song, and reaction is so far really brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You're running scared. I'm right behind you. Your name is on my wall. They call me Venom. You're running scared.
Yeah, they are awesome. I like them.
And tomorrow there will be released the video.
Oh, that's cool.
Friday. It
Great.
will be Teutonic Order, first song on the album.
Right. And what do you think that Mike Pessin and Kevin Cott brought to the band? How did come up the idea of working together?
Mike just brought 2 cases of beer, so that's the reason why he joined the band. No. And Kevin came up with some illegal stuff, whatever makes me happy. Nah, I mean, the other 2 musicians left, and Andre wanted to join Bonfire and a couple of other projects. So maybe there had been a problem with scheduling something, or he just wanted to leave. And so I said, hey, it's no problem at all. So Rick mentioned Kevin Cott, and he's an awesome drummer. He gave the right guts to the whole album. He's a brilliant guy. And the same, I have to say the same about Mike. Mike, I know now, maybe since 8 or 10 years. I produced his first album he did with his own band, Magistarium. And from that moment on, I kept an eye on him because he's quite talented. And his and then we checked out in the studio, in my little studio. Hey, I'm looking for a new guitar player. He showed up, and from the first moment, his guitar playing matched to mine very, very, very fine. So I said, "You are the guy." He's pretty good looking, young guy. Hey, a lot
Yeah.
of energy, and he's quite in a good way criticism able to for my guitar playing. He says, "Oh, Herman, that's not your style." So I say, "Okay, you're allowed to say this." No, he helps me a lot. And as I say, he's out of the area of Hanover, so it's easy to work with this guy, to practice in the studio or discuss a couple of guitars. That's what I always was looking for, you know. It's perfect situation. Really
Yeah.
comfortable.
Cool. Sounds good. And who created the art of the cover of the new album? What does it mean, the mommy in the cover?
The mummy, maybe it's a running joke. It came out of an idea from Rick in the first when we did the first album together. The cover artist, he came up with this kind of mummy thing. So Rick said, "Oh, that's a cool thing. Metalheads, they need a skull or mummy or any puppet or something. Let's keep this." So
Sure.
so this guy shows up now on every cover. If people are happy and people are notice it, I'm fine.
Yeah, I
The
like
me,
it. It's really good.
yeah. So we should keep it. And the meaning behind the cover, it's always hard to come up with some album title. You know, everybody's asking you, "Oh, what's the meaning behind you?" It just has to sound good. Two for a lie. I mean, explains by it might explain by itself. If there are two people showing up in any decade or history or century, there's a chance for a lie. And actually, I'm a guy who's always, or mostly, I guess, mostly saying telling the truth, and I don't like people lying to me because that happened a lot of times during the past, and so also the cover explains by itself. There are two guys. Actually, I'm the good guy. This thing, and I'm really wants to yell on somebody who's telling me lies.
Right.
Don't do.
Sounds good.
Don't mess up. Don't mess up with little Herman.
Sounds good. It's awesome. I really like the
And
cover of.
it shows just the power, you know.
Yeah,
Just
that's right.
and I think my music is real. If you start playing it on a CD player with a real stereo system, not on the cell phone, maybe, then you might hear the not kind of aggressive TV type, but real freshness. And we just it's like on a live show, just in count four times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start, and don't look left or right, just go forward. And if you're lucky, you end at the same time.
Right. Now, talking about your career, going back to Accept, Balls to the Wall is such an important hymn for heavy metal.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being part of that?
Actually, I'm really proud if I'm looking back, you know. And also, I do miss once in a while. I do miss these times. I mean, it was. It's a great feeling to play all the song, and I still once in a while I still when I start practicing in the morning I still play the old riffs just to see you're still able to play this or you still like them. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's
lucky I can do. But I'm not a guy who's looking forward for the past. I'm looking for the future, and everybody should do.
yeah,
That's that has been a certain amount of time you do have done this, and so it's time for doing some new things. And there are so many aims or so many goals or so many things I'm looking for, what I will do and I just want to do. And so, hey, but as I said, cool down. I enjoyed the time.
yeah. And do you still keep in touch with the guys from Accept?
Not that much, many, not that much. Sometimes there's no chance for you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you have older friends, call them once in a while. Maybe I meet these guys again on any festival or on
right.
tour or something. Would be nice, yeah. I would love to drink with Mark Tornillo a couple of beers.
Yeah,
He's a nice guy, actually.
yeah. So, do you know anything about Argentinian or Latin American bands? If so, which is your opinion about them?
I mean, that's a good thing on Facebook. Yeah, if something new is a band coming out with a new song or something, Facebook shows me. Not all of them, otherwise
Right.
this little phone would explode. But once in a while, I see, oh, there are a couple of bands, you know. So I do have a friend in Costa Rica, and he shows me. He always sends me when he comes out with something new, or the band Angra, for example.
Right.
I'm following them, but I think there's a huge metal scene or kind of like a rock scene down there in South America, and I've been on tour in South America, and that was quite nice. What do you call it? Experience, because
Yeah.
they're going crazy, you know. They're going really wild down there.
uh, and you've been here in Argentina, right? Do
Mm.
you remember something about that time that you came here?
I got a chance to walk. I mean, we played. I guess we did Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
So there was a little, maybe there was a day off or something, and I took the chance and walked down to the city, and it looked quite a little bit in between the European and American style of buildings and all the
Yeah.
people, and yeah, so it was really nice to see this and to recognize, oh, how people living down there, you know.
Yeah.
And on one house there was this what's this your this famous woman, Don't Cry Argentina.
Oh, Eva Perón.
Yeah, so she was painted on a wall and said, oh, I didn't know this, I know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was quite nice. But if you're on tour in South America, you know, it's just traveling. Do one
Yeah.
show, next day fly out very
Yeah, you
early.
don't have much
Yeah.
time to spend.
So
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I got this chance to at least walk around for a couple of hours
Right.
is it the is it the capital city
Yeah.
of Argentina? So it was quite nice experience. Yeah,
Yeah. And
and they have good food down there.
yeah. And well, the weather is better as in in Germany. We can say.
Yeah, don't tell me. Now these days we have rain and really gray sky.
Where do you
No,
live?
Hanover up. It's a little bit up in the north.
Hanover. Yeah,
Mm.
Hanover. Yeah. Uh,
I'm born next to Nuremberg, down south, but I moved to Hanover a long time ago. I mean, actually, I moved to a couple of cities in Germany. You know,
yeah,
following all the bands, you know. But nowadays, I stay in Hanover for the next couple of years.
that's good. And we hope that the pandemic finish anytime soon. Thinking ahead, do you have any plan on touring or perhaps, I don't know, stream concert? Do you have any plans about that?
I want to stream concerts. I'm not a fan of this. I'm rather do a real concert, right?
Yeah,
Real people in front, real club, and feel the atmosphere in there. A stream
yeah,
concert is not the same, and I'm not a friend of this. But for the situation for touring, everybody's schedules for 222.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
mean, and I think it's right.
yeah.
If you start now doing concerts, it might not go
Reschedule
well.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, it won't stop then, you know.
yeah,
Maybe two people get infected again, and so everybody should be patient and calm down a little bit.
yeah,
It's not the biggest thing in world that for 1 year there are no concerts.
yeah.
We will survive it. I mean, people are fighting for their lives, you know. So we
Yeah,
complaining about concerts. It might be a shame.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, booking agencies already working for 222. and maybe there's a chance that we can do the shows. They are already booked in November, December this year. But as I heard, and they're writing me always email or letter. Oh, sorry, August is cancelled. Tour in September is cancelled. I say, oh well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
So
if it helps, and there's no chance to,
yeah, let's see.
actually I wouldn't feel good. Right now we got we had an offer to play, or had been booked for in Russia for the Big Gun Festival. It's a nice festival up there, but you can't do it. If you come back from Russia, you have to go at least 10 days in quarantine.
Yeah,
For example, like this, and that's impossible.
yeah, it's impossible to have a world tour.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, people should face the truth.
yeah. It's yeah.
If we start now traveling worldwide again, right now, it won't
No,
stop.
no. It's going to make it longer.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we
So
better
everybody should wear a mask and keep distance, and maybe stay home for a couple of days.
yeah, no, it's complicated. Yeah,
I
and
mean, yeah, it's really complicated because really people complaining about this. Oh, we can't go out for restaurants, and we can't go out for whatever. You got food, you got a home,
yeah,
and hopefully your family is healthy.
yeah,
Think about that. It's more
yeah,
important.
yeah. We should be grateful of
Yes,
our
and
situation. Yeah,
there had been a lot of families. Somebody died.
yeah. It's something that we didn't imagine that could happen. So
But
it's
anyway, let's don't start talk about this pandemic
yeah,
again.
yeah,
It's every day in the news, 24
yeah.
hours,
And we're
every hour.
talking about this all the time. So
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they should use in the meantime they should their free time to listen to good music
yeah, that's a really good idea
or
to keep it up.
start learning an instrument. How
Yeah,
about that?
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now that we are all at home, we have plenty of time to do that.
I should start a competition. Please send me videos of in singing back my songs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And are you also working on any other project right
Oh
now?
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I try to keep myself really busy. Right now, we started 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago on Monday or 3 days ago, whatever. For the new Victory album,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
will be released in September, October.
cool.
Then on the other side, I'm working with maybe it's a little too early to talk about this, but I'm sending out a couple of new songs for a guy. Actually, he played in the same band I did, but not at the same time. So that might be interesting thing. And with my wife, I did an acoustic album. I'm not showing up on this. I just produce it. She's a very good singer and she's a very good guitar player. So kind of like singer
Wow.
songwriting, but totally amazing songs.
Wow. And is it the first time that you work with her?
No, I did Poison Sun with her. We did an heavy, kind of like rock heavy metal album, but then she decided, I just want to do the other thing. Yeah, because she's a very good singer, and she said, I don't want to scream all the time.
I need to hear that. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, you will. Maybe the promotion company from AFM will send out a link or something. We'll see. I'm waiting for the master right now because
Cool.
everything's done. So just waiting that it's get mastered.
Excellent.
These are the things I'm doing right now. On the other side, I started doing sports again a little bit, or more sports. I
Cool.
mean, just try to use the time in a good way.
Yeah, that's right. And which kind of sport are you doing? What do you like?
Look at this picture.
Oh, I can see it very well.
It's not MMA fighting. It's just like the Chinese, whatever kung fu, whatever style you call it. The aim is just to beat the other guy, no, and try not to get beaten. But as I'm over 30 now, and there are a lot of people, they're youngsters, and they're really fit and in a good shape of their body, and they're doing this for quite a long time. So once in a while, I got beaten, and I can come back with
No.
maybe, yeah, and on the. But I didn't broke my nose so far.
Well, that's really good. So you're a good fighter, yeah?
Nah, not
That
anymore. I try, I try my best, but in these days, I would start talking. What do you want to drink? Let's have a drink instead.
Yeah, that's
It's
better.
not worth. It's not worth it anyway.
Okay.
I do this. I do this just for as a sport,
Yeah,
just
just for fun.
just to keep in shape. I mean, you have to do all the movements and it gives you a bit energy back. You know.
Yeah, that's really good. And with this pandemic situation, it's really good to do exercise and keep healthy, you know.
It's better for your lifetime.
Yeah. Um, okay, so would you please send your greetings to Metal Argentum audience? I
Metallarium.
know
That's
that
a
it's a
that's
really difficult name.
that's a real difficult. Please repeat one time.
Yeah, every time I need to say that, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, how are they going to say that? Let me
Yeah.
write down metal.
That would be so nice.
Yeah,
My Metallargentum.
yeah,
Is it pronounced right?
metal argentum. Yeah, it's almost right.
Argentum. And it's a radio show?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it's our radio, and probably this interview we are going to show it on. We have also a website where we write down the interviews, and also Gritos en tu Interior is one of the shows that we usually show the all the interviews and the stuff we
I'll
work.
give my I give my very try my very best. Whenever you when do I have to start? Right now?
Yeah. Whenever you're
Hi
ready.
guys and metalheads. Hi guys and metalheads out there. It's Herman Frank speaking. You're listening to Metal Argentum. Hope to pronounce it in any kind right. And it's the best radio station in the whole world, I guess, at least from South America. So keep listening to it and enjoy your time.
Thank you. I really thank you for being here.
Metal Argentum.
Yeah. So yeah, it was awesome to talk with you. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
So well, thanks
See you next time.
for spending. Yeah. See you next time. Thank you very much. I really
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you. I appreciate that you're taking time. Take care. Stay
Thank
healthy.
you.
Bye bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.